is about I think this letter is related to the new happening, what to the newest viral videos about the son and the mother. So from Rick, is it Terence, is it still safe in the Philippines after the killing of the mother and the son by a policeman?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, is it?
You know,
Is it? Because it's only like, it's like, what you call that, it's like a one group of boko, right? A coconut, one, for example, one group of coconut, there's only one on that coconut that is crazy. You know, the rest are good one.
right, and there's nothing worse than a crazy coconut.
Example, just an metaphor.
A metaphor.
You know, so in other words, there are some, that man is just been, what do you call that, just not, what he's doing is not really good, you know. It's not it's totally bad, you know, because it's two person. I don't, you know, it's two person, but as I says, it's just one. There's still a lot of good policemen that they're there to serve, to protect for for the welfare of the public.
Now, if you watched, evidently you watched that video because it's gone viral, and people who didn't see it in the first place have now had it shared, and so it has been seen. The thing is that when you're in the Philippines, one of the things that you will learn, I'm taking it that this is an expat.
Yeah, an expat.
Yeah, he's a foreigner that's written. Right. If you're here, you have to be aware that you are a foreigner. You will never be any different. This is not America. You can go to America and you can be any color, any shape, any size, any religion, and you can be there, be well behaved, a solid citizen, and after a period of time you can be naturalized, and then you can call yourself an American. And even Americans that have been there, were born there, will accept you as an American, and it's an accepted thing. There's no other place in the world where you can do that. You can't come, I cannot come to the Philippines and take citizenship and call myself a Filipino. Okay, it can't happen. I can't go to China and call myself Chinese, and I can't go, you get my point. Now the thing is that knowing that you are a foreigner, you must behave in a way which allows for the culture. Now in the Philippines, it's a known thing, a known trait of the behavior of a Filipino, that they do not like confrontation. But once that dislike of confrontation has been passed, you know, you progress in different modes of behavior, and once it gets to the point where that's lost and gone out the window, then things can get very, very serious. And what happened with that was, and just get it out of the way, for me, the man murdered in cold blood. He murdered 2 people. And the fourth shot, he stood there and he evidently is looking down at the prostrate figure of an old lady, and he shoots her. And then he looks at the camera, and when he looks at the camera, there is none of the remorse or excitement or adrenaline or madness that you would expect to see of someone who had just fired his gun 4 times to kill 2 people. So this was wacky from the start. Now, if his behavior is known, and it will be known, he will be known in that area. He will not be regarded as a good old boy. No, he won't. People will know him for what he is. And if they know that he's a cop, then when he comes and starts to address the issue and the problem, then common sense would tell you to shut up. That would be my that would be my take on it.
Yeah, but you know, your question, is it safe in the Philippines? Yes. You know, I think there's no safest place in the world, you know, because you are
Yeah,
the one who
there's no
create.
such thing as being safe,
Yeah,
no matter what.
there's no safest place in the world, you know. You are the one who create yourself safe.
Yes.
You know, so as your question is because of that incident, the answer is yes. It's because it's not don't generalize the mistake of one into the whole, right? Into the whole scenario,
Well,
because there's still
let's assume that he's writing from America, right? You just had that whole thing over there where a cop killed a man in the road. Oh, that's what we're being told. They killed, and you've had riots. You've had cities burned. Are you safe? Have you seen anything to rival what we've been watching in America? And then ask us if we're safe. And she's tapping me on the shoulder.
because I'm not finished on my
Right.
my talking
Okay,
first.
what were you?
Yeah, so as I says, you know, it's not, don't generalize the one mistake of a person, you know, because our government is doing their best to make the peace and order in the country, you know, and our President Duterte is really a good president that doing his best to resolve all the problems that can be, to give a peaceful life to Filipino people, you know, and to other people, to other tourism, to other foreign people that come and live in the Philippines, you know. So yes, all you need to do is just being friendly, right? And as much
Yeah.
as much as possible, tried not to be, you know, in other words, when you are in the stage where you have some arguments with other people, just try to be more, before you do something, you know, before you do something, think it twice, think it many times, right?
Yeah,
Because the consequences is really bad, right?
no matter where you are, if you're going to take
Don't
a
anger.
if you're going to take a hard-headed view about something, you're going to
Control
if you're going to
yourself.
confront people, if you're going to be bad-tempered, if you're going to be inflammatory speech, then you've got to expect that something is going to happen. And unless you're some kind of superhero, unless you're Jet Li and can take on a whole army of people and put them all down, you're going to have to be careful. And the thing is that when people get crazy, it's usually to do with drugs
And alcohol.
or alcohol. Now, Beth and I handled this problem. We never go to anywhere where alcohol is served to excess. There are places in Taliban where they have a live band, and they, well, in normal circumstances, without this pandemic nonsense, they have a live band there. I wouldn't mind going in and seeing it, but if I did go, we would stay for the early part of the evening and then we'd leave, because when people start to drink, it's another person that takes over the
Yeah,
head.
the judgment.
And I say this from the viewpoint of I was a former musician. I spent 25 years of my life playing in places where alcohol was served and where the fellow members of the band that I was in, whatever band I was in, would be drinking. And I'm not a drinker. And so I would naturally recognize the changes, and I would often watch normal people become lunatics because they would be drinking. We don't put ourselves in that situation, you know?
I agree.
In exactly the same way as it's not very safe to drive on the roads here because people drive without lights. So it doesn't make sense to be out on the road after dark because it just seems wacky. So we always try, as a precautionary thing, we try to be home before dark. Now that might seem like a strange thing to you, but when you come here, you will lead a different life. And we have made so many videos about this.
Yeah, and I think, I think also it's about, the other thing about that also is about the upbringing, the upbringing, if you have a children, or you have some sisters, or it's also addressed to other, to have good upbringing of your kids, right? Because it really reflects the kind of family you are, right? You got me?
Yes, it
And
does.
also, control the anger, and yeah, that video, if you however watch that video, it really alarming. It really, you can watch it, that it's really crazy. It's really crazy what that man
Yeah.
doing of the what mother and son, So we're praying for them, we're praying for them at the same time, that the justice will be served, that guy.
Well, it certainly will in that case.
Yeah, because
won't
it's
it?
really it's also now in the it really what you call that, catered attentions. To the nation. It went viral, and others are really looking on that case. On that case of that policeman. But as your question, is it safe? Yes. Is it? Yes, it's safe, because one mistake of a person does not reflect that the whole line of policemen in the Philippines. There's still a lot of good one that doing their best to serve
It's
the
still
public.
the most. I've never had any. I've been here for 7 years. Okay, been here for it's about 7 years. We've been married for almost 7 years, and I've never had an unpleasant exchange with a cop. So, doesn't that tell you everything? Ask yourself, how many of those scenes, those very upsetting scenes where 2 people were murdered, how many have you seen of those? And yet, how many have we been looking at about a country that even though I left because I wanted to live here, I do love America. America plays a very special part in the whole world. The whole world is dependent on America being free and in good hands. And all of that rioting and burning and all of that has been most upsetting, certainly to people like me who love America. And so, compared to what America is going through at the moment, believe me, the worst thing that we get through at the moment is wearing those stupid masks. And that's only my opinion, which at the moment sometimes you're not allowed to say. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so again, sir, to all foreigner that wanted to retire to the Philippines is a good place to retire.
We
aside,
think so.
aside
I am
from
very happy.
aside from the Filipino people are really helpful, are really good ones. Yeah,
I tell you how somebody. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, Filipino people are really hospitable and always been there to help, and at the same time, when it comes to the dollar, when it comes to the peso, the exchange value is really good one for investment.
The way that somebody told me that there's a word for this, but I'm still calling it reverse paranoia. Paranoia, where you think that something terrible is going to happen to you, but reverse paranoia is where you go out in the day and you believe that everybody is going to be nice to you, and I do that, and people are just nice.
Agree.
Any time that you go out in the Philippines, you will have a pleasant exchange multiplied by many with people that you don't even know. I mean, here it's a totally different situation. I can go out and people will smile at me that I have no idea who they are, and they're very pleasant. If you ask for help, they'll get out and they'll help you. We had to change a tire on one of the trucks the other day. I never got to do it. And I don't think that I don't look infirm. I don't look as though I'm incapable of doing this. But young guy stopped on his motorcycle and came over and helped me to do it. We didn't ask, we didn't flag him down, he just came and just did it, you know, and that's how people are here. They are incredibly nice. We went to Hong Kong, and when we came back from Hong Kong, I remember saying to Beth, you know, if anybody is going to have a double holiday where they go to Hong Kong and to the Philippines, they better go to Hong Kong first and then come to the Philippines, because if they come to the Philippines, they will be ruined for friendly people. Filipinos are friendly.
Yes, so have a good day. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye-bye.
It's like she can't wait to stop me talking.
No, just ending. It's 16 minutes now. Bye-bye and thank you.